Hello and welcome to Picture Astrology. In this quick video, we will explore the behavior of North Node or Rahu in the sign of Taurus. So Rahu, which is also known as the North Node of the Moon, is considered to be the epitome of serpentine energy. And in fact, Rahu's movement is also, or the orbit of Rahu and Ketu is also much like a serpent. And I have made a separate video regarding that. And as the legend goes, Rahu is known as the head of the dragon, or the part just above the neck, which basically includes head and face. Now if you closely see, this is the part of the body which contains human mind or the intellectual mind, and face contains pretty much all the senses of eye, smell, speech, your tongue. Pretty much all the senses are present on your face, and thus it is no surprise that Rahu is known for its smart and quick intellectual abilities as well as highly sensual behavior. Rahu is supposed to be representative of all of your desires, and very similarly the sign of Venus is also something which rules over a human face, and just like Rahu, face here also contains all the senses, and Venus is also ruled by Venus, which is another sensual planet, and at the same time the element of Taurus is earth, which basically means all kind of accumulation. If you see earth, the basic quality of earth is to preserve. If you put anything on earth, it will remain basically in a state of inertia, because the basic fundamental quality of earth is simple preservation or simple inertia. So and you can probably understand with an example of, say, fire signs. See, fire, the basic property is to transform things from one form to another. If you put, say, wood in the fire, it will be transformed into ashes and coal. The wood will be finished, it will be something completely different. But if you put wood on earth, it will be preserved. So preserving and accumulating is the nature of earth, which actually suits the fundamental behavior of Rahu as well. So it is very common that when Rahu is placed in the sign of Taurus, all kind of physical possessions, luxury, material possessions and earning, and the matter of senses invariably gets the center stage. And in fact, because Rahu is very comfortable with Venus and the environment of Taurus is very suitable for Rahu's tendencies, this is considered actually a very good placement for physical felicity. And if this placement anyways affects your ascendant or first house, or if, say, Rahu is associated with the lord of first house, then it also gives a very attractive physique, a personality with some kind of an enigmatic attraction, because Rahu is all about enigma. Rahu is not something which you can easily understand. So from the physical or worldly perspective, this is a very good placement. Now another important aspect of Taurus and face, which is signified by both Rahu as well as the sign of Taurus, is the ability to speak. And as we know, Rahu is an enigmatic planet or enigmatic graha. So invariably, unless there are malefic influences on the second house, or Mercury is badly afflicted, if that is not the case, then these people can use their speech in a very, very potent way to gain attention as well as attraction of the people they talk to. And that could be very, very helpful in, or could be an important part in their money making process or in their business ownership. They have the knack to form deals, they have the knack to make other person agree to their terms and conditions. Now invariably Rahu's placement any place, especially with in a sign of speech, is associated with someone who could be kind of economical with truth. But in cases when there is no affliction of Rahu, if Rahu is not afflicted by anything, then what they do is they would bend the rule but not break the rule. Like they will tell you only things which are needed to keep you attracted in the deal and fulfill their purpose. They may not tell you the whole truth. Being truthful, being completely honest is not the property of Rahu. Rahu is the planet of desires. It likes to attract and fulfill its desires. Now that doesn't mean that these people will be outrightly lying to others. Now that tendency will only happen when, say, 10th house and the lord of 10th house are afflicted as well as Rahu is afflicted. Then in such cases, depending upon the strength of the ascendant, either these person can twist facts and try to get undue profits from others, or they themselves might become victim of some or the other kind of cheating, especially the frauds related to finance, because Taurus is all about finances and money making process. So if so this is a very important distinction here, that say if the ascendant, if their chart is strong, if the first house lord that is strong but the 10th lord and Rahu are afflicted, then they could do such thing to others. But if first house or first lord is weak, then they themselves can become victim of people taking undue advantage of theirs. Now another important aspect of Rahu is that it represents your ancestors, especially paternal grandfathers or paternal ancestors. And when Rahu, which represents your lineage, is present in such a sign of physical felicity, that is Taurus, then invariably one of the indicators of this placement becomes that this shows gains from your paternal ancestors or gains of some kind of help, physical monetary help from your grandparents, paternal grandparents that is. But obviously for that to happen, the degree of that could vary, and this could show a large gain when 9th house and 9th lord are well placed in your chart, because these are the other indicators of your ancestors or the kind of wealth you may obtain from your family. But this is definitely one of the indicators which is suitable for that. Now important thing is, if you do get financial assistance from your family, it is imperative that you make use of that in a nice way, because it's Rahu in Taurus. Okay, Rahu is enigmatic. Rahu shows things or ways which you cannot fathom or understand. So if you don't make good use of the gifts from your parents or gifts from your family, that wealth can vaporize in ways or in time which you cannot probably even imagine, because this is Rahu. So though this is a favorable position for monetary benefits from family, that money should be put to good use for the long-term benefit. Now one last but important thing is that many people think that Rahu in Taurus is just all about senses and sensual pleasure, but it is not always so. Rahu and Ketu, the way they act, a lot depends upon the lord of Rahu and Ketu. Now in this case, say Venus, if Venus is in exaltation position, Venus is in say Pisces sign, or Venus is well placed in say 9th house, and Rahu is not associated with your moon, then this kind of Rahu shows tendency in people to help others through money and physical means. So what it shows is that yes, they will have good physical possessions, but their life will not be completely sensual. They would be more inclined towards using that wealth for benefits of others. And in fact, even some great yogis like Ramakrishna Paramhansa have had Rahu in the sign of Taurus. But again, Taurus, the lord of Taurus, Venus, was exalted, and at the same time the ascendant and 9th house etc. were more inclined towards spirituality. So in a spiritual chart, this placement of Rahu in Taurus can show a very magnanimous nature, a very generous person who could utilize his wealth for benefits of others. So friends, this was my quick analysis of Rahu in the sign of Taurus, especially now since Rahu is just moving to Taurus within next couple of days. This could be very useful. Please do put in your comments and let me know your thoughts and experience. I would love to hear to them. And thank you so much for being with me, and please do subscribe to my channel to continue to get updates like this. Thanks again and hope to see you again soon.